Hey, what's going on everyone? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to another Steam 2 video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the SIGHTLINE survey, the Bets Hankinen. Look at this thing right here. Just when I thought the Bungie couldn't drop any more banger weapons, they dropped this with the first episode. And, well, initially, my hopes were not really that high. After using this weapon in both PvP and PvE, I can tell you, this is a good Hankinen. It feels so good, and it's got a fantastic perk selection that caters to both PvP and PvE. So I think whichever you want to play, there's gonna be a Hankinen for you. So today we're gonna be reviewing this Hankin, talk about the things that make it special, look at all the perks that you can get on this weapon, and what are the best ones you should go for, whether it's for PvP or PvE. And lastly, we're gonna have a mini review in the end, where I just kind of give you my thoughts on the weapon. And like always, let's start off first by talking about how to actually get this weapon. Well, you get this weapon by just playing the new activity. The new seasonal activity will drop this weapon, or has a chance to drop this weapon at the end. I also been hearing that some people got it through the quest line, because apparently you get like random weapons progressing through the story. So maybe you were one of the lucky ones that got it through there. But if not, you're gonna have to get in the seasonal activity and just gonna get lucky. But after you get one, you can go to the helm and start focusing this baby. Now the SIGHTLINE survey is an ARC 180 precision frame Hankinen, and I know that precision frames are pretty hit or miss for the community, but I promise you this one just feels better. I don't know what Bungie did to it, but it just feels better. It's just one of those things where it just feels better than the others. This weapon also comes with the origin trait, Radiolaria Transposer. Rapid fire blows cause targets to explode into a pool of radiolarian fluid. This is actually really useful. Like every 3 kills in PvE, you'll have the enemy just explode and leave that pool of Bet's milk on the ground, and it can be very useful for killing other enemies if there's more other enemies around. And in the Crucible, I think it procs every 2 kills. So not too many kills in between, and you'll be able to proc the origin trait perk, which is kind of useful. But now let's get into the main meat and potatoes of the video. Let's actually start talking about the perks that you can get on this weapon. We're going to be starting off with the barrels and work our way to the trade perks. So let's get into it. So starting off with the barrels, this is what we got. We have Arrowhead Break, Chamber Compensator, Corkscrew Rifling, Extended Barrel, Fluted Barrel, Full Bore, Hammer Forge Rifling, Polygonal Rifling, and Small Bore. Now for PvE, the barrel doesn't really matter. Range doesn't really matter in PvE as much, so you can go with pretty much any barrel. Now for the Crucible, I think Hammer Forge Rifling or Full Bore might be your best bets, because you want to pretty much just maximize the range on these Hankinens. Their base range is pretty much on the lower side, so you want to maximize that as much as you can. So Full Bore, or if you don't want to lose any stability, Hammer Forge Rifling are going to be your best bets by giving you 15 and 10 range respectively. Now moving on to the magazine, we have accurized rounds, appended mag, tactical mag, extended mag, steady rounds, alloy magazine, and ferried mag wall. For PvE, we got appended mag, that's really good, tactical mag is also very good, and extended mag also will be very good. The magazine size on this weapon at base is 12, so it's a pretty good. But with appended mag, we shoot that up to 15. With extended mag, we shoot it up to 16. And tactical mag, I think only shoots it up to 14. So it just kind of depends, like the amount of ammo that you want to add to this weapon. I would say appended mag is probably the sweet spot, where you still get a couple more shots and bring it up to 15. But you don't lose anything, like you don't lose any reload speed like you do with extended mag. And also you could always slap on a backup mag on top of that and make that magazine size even higher. I think backup gives you 3 more, so you would go from like 15 to 18 shots, which is just insane. So you're never gonna really run into any issues where you run out of ammo with this Hankin. It just has so many bullets. I think you'll be fine for whichever mag perk you end up deciding to go with. Now for Crucible, it's pretty much accurized rounds. Accurized rounds have to be it. It's the only mag perk that gives you range, so accurized rounds is what you want to go for. And now that the magazine and the barrel are out of the way, we can actually start looking at the spicy stuff, the trade perks. So this is what we have in the perk 1 slot. First of all, we have Strategist. Final blows with this weapon generate class ability energy. Activating your class ability improves this weapon's stability. A Strategist is like quickly becoming one of my favorite perks. Being able to always have some of that class ability energy back with kills is super nice, especially if you are running like a build that requires your class ability quite a lot. Strategist is like a must have for that. But even if you're not, just having your class ability up more often, it's always pretty good. Next up, we have To the Pain. While this weapon is equipped, taking damage increases handling and aim assist until the weapon is stowed. To be completely honest, don't really like To the Pain. I don't feel like it does enough. The extra aim assist and handling do feel kind of nice, but I don't think it's enough to like take your perk slot for like something like PvP. And in PVE, you don't really care about handling and aim assist. So in neither of the modes, To the Pain is actually that great. So I would not recommend To the Pain. Next up, we have Enlighten Action. Dealing damage improves reload speed and handling. Now this one is a little bit better. It will improve reload speed, which is really nice in both PvP and PvE. And it will also improve the handling, which is one of the reasons why these weapons sometimes feel slower. And by that I mean like the 180 hand cannons, is that their handling stat tends to be on the lower side. So this will make the weapon feel better, and it will also reload faster. So I would say that this one is a pretty okay perk. Wouldn't say it's the best, but it's definitely okay. Next up, we have Air Trigger, which is actually one of the new perks. Increased ammo reserves, which it doesn't really do anything for us as a primary, so half of the perks are already lost. When airborne, accuracy and reload speed are increased, but target acquisition is decreased. Air Trigger could have maybe some potential in some other weapons, but not on this one. The 180 hand cannons already have like really good airborne effectiveness just because of their frame. Air Trigger, I just don't think it does enough, especially on this type of weapon, to where you would want to run it for either Crucible or PvE. I just don't think it's enough. Now moving on to the next one, we have Fragile Focus. This weapon gains bonus range until your shield is destroyed. The bonus returns when your shield has regenerated to full strength. And Fragile Focus is 20 range, which makes it pretty attractive, because like I said, these hand cannons want to get as much range as they can, because that's like the main weakness of them, at least when it comes to the Crucible. But you're only pretty much going to be running Fragile Focus in the Crucible, so this could actually be a perk that you might want to go for. But I'm torn between this and the different perk that we're going to see later on in the same slot. So Fragile Focus, I would say that is an okay or good PvP perk. Next up, we have Triple Tap. Rapidly landed precision hits will return 1 round to the magazine. Surprisingly, you can probably get a lot of value out of Triple Tap with this weapon. So while we do have a big magazine that will definitely take advantage of Triple Tap, I just don't think it'll go that well in this hand cannon. And then the final perk that we have on this column is Keep Away. It increases reload, range and accuracy with no targets and close proximity. Now this is the other perk that I want to talk about when it comes to Crucible. Keep Away gives you extra range when it matters, and it also gives you that increased accuracy. And I think that I actually like Keep Away more than Fragile Focus. They both, have a certain requirement you must meet so you get the extra stats. But I feel like the Keep Away condition is just a little easier to meet. You just have to be far away from the enemies. And the range difference between Keep Away and Fragile Focus is not that huge, to be completely honest. You gain like maybe an extra half a meter with Fragile Focus. But with Keep Away, you get the extra reload, you get the extra accuracy. So I would say that if you want this hand cannon for the Crucible, Keep Away is what you want to go for. I just feel like it does more and it's up a lot more often than Fragile Focus. I think you're going to get the most out of Keep Away. So the best perks for PvE would definitely be Strategist, so you can get a bunch of class ability energy back, or Enlighten Action, so you can get some more reload, speed and handling and just make the weapon feel better. But it's mostly for the reload speed, so you can reload the weapon just crazy fast, since we already have a pretty big magazine. And for the Crucible, the best one is definitely going to be just Keep Away. That extra range, that extra accuracy, and extra reload are just so good in this hand cannon. It's hard to pass up on Keep Away. It's just the best Crucible perk that you can get on the slot. Now for the second perk, this is what we have. We have Eye of the Storm. This weapon becomes more accurate and boosts handling as your health gets lower. The extra accuracy that you get when your health gets lower is no joke. Definitely is going to help you win some gunfights. Next up, we have Desperate Measures. Weapon Final Blows grant bonus damage. Melee and Grenade Final Blows grant a larger damage boost that can stack. Desperate Measures is going to be your go-to perk if all you want to do is just kind of have a damage buff in PvE at all times. It's a very consistent damage buff, and it's 30%, which is not that bad. So definitely do not overlook Desperate Measures if you're looking for a damage buff in PvE. Next up, we have Encore. Final Blows grant stacking stability, range and accuracy bonus to this weapon, and Precision Final Blows give you a bigger bonus. Encore is actually not a bad choice on this weapon. That extra accuracy and range that we get every time we get a kill could definitely help this weapon out. We're just trying to get as much range as we can, and this is exactly what this gives us. So Encore is a pretty solid choice for the Crucible. Next up, we have Precision Instrument. Dealing sustained damage increases precision damage. Precision Instrument is pretty good. It's gonna be good for PvP and PvE. In PvE, it helps you deal with some of the bigger enemies, like some of the yellow bars, since you're able to stack it on them pretty easily. The bad thing about it is that after you're finished with that yellow bar, the damage buff just pretty much goes away, since it's just such a short duration. So if you're looking for a damage buff, I would still say that Desperate Measures is probably going to be a better bet in PvE. Now for the Crucible, Precision Instrument is really good because that extra damage allows you to push your range a little bit more, and even if you start hitting fall off, the extra damage from Precision Instrument is going to make it so you still keep the same TTK. So if you're just looking for consistency on your weapon, Precision Instrument is going to be the play. Next up, we have Opening Shot. Improve accuracy and range on the opening shot of the attack. Opening Shot is just okay. I think it's a pretty okay perk for the Crucible. It's not super amazing though. Next up, we have Kill Clip. Reloading after a kill grants increased damage. This one can be pretty good in PvE. You know, it is just a flat 25% damage buff, and it's fairly easy to proc. You know, all you have to do is get one kill, and then you have it. So it's not bad. I think it's maybe not on the level of Desperate Measures or PvE, because Desperate Measures is actually higher when it comes to like the damage boost. But they're both pretty similar in terms of effectiveness and also what you have to do to actually proc the perk. They both require some kills. Now for Crucible, Kill Clip is gonna be pretty good. It lets you relive the old days where the Lunasau and the Not Forgotten used to roam around 3-tapping people as a 180. That's what you can do with this hand cannon, and it feels really good. Kill Clip on this hand cannon, or just this hand cannon in general, feels really good to shoot. So 3-tapping with this hand cannon with Kill Clip feels just amazing. I wouldn't really recommend it for like competitive game modes, like 3v3 modes, but for 6v6 where you just run around in control, Kill Clip is amazing for that. So definitely give it a try in the Crucible. And the final perk that we have on this column is Bolt Shot. Reloading the weapon after defeating a target overcharges the weapon for a short period of time, causing it to jolt on the next hit. It's just Bolt Shot, what can I say? It's amazing for ad clear, it helps you deal with bigger enemies, or you can do both at the same time because jolting is crazy. It's basically going to be the PvE perk, the go-to PvE perk. Without a doubt, if you're taking this thing into PvE, it's gonna be either with Bolt Shot or Desperate Measures, but I would probably lean more towards Bolt Shot since, you know, this weapon is mostly about ad clearing. And then for the Crucible, I think Kill Clip or Precision Instrument or Eye of the Storm, all three of those will be pretty good for the Crucible. So this is pretty much how my go-to God Rush would look. For PvE, I would go with Appended Mag, Strategist, and Bolt Shot. That way I could get a ton of class ability energy while also doing some crazy ad clear with Bolt Shot. And for the Crucible, I would go Hammerforged Rifling, Accurate Rounds, Keep Away with some Kill Clip or Precision Instrument. Both of those I feel like are amazing, but if I'm feeling more on the 3-tap side, I would definitely go with Kill Clip. So those were my go-to God rolls. Let me know in the comments below. How do you guys like this weapon? What are the perks that you guys are going for? And what is the caliber that you're looking for? Let me know those in the comments below. Maybe you agree with my choices, maybe you don't. I just kind of want to know. And now let's talk a little about the weapon. And what can I say besides I really like this weapon. I really like this weapon. I was super surprised with this weapon. I expected it to not really be that great. I was just pretty much going to use it because I liked the way it looked. But once I started actually firing the weapon, I kind of fell in love with it. Then I took it into the Crucible and it felt amazing. And then now we're here. Now we're here making this video. I'm not sure if I even was going to make the video for this weapon. Because I kind of want to take a look at the Scout Rifle, since that thing's pretty spicy as well. But after using it, I just kind of had to. It's just such a nice feeling weapon that's fun to shoot. It has a great perk selection for PvP and PVE. And it has a huge magazine that can be increased even more if you really want to. So I think it's got all the great things that you would want out of a hand cannon for both like PvE and Crucible. I definitely predict that we're going to be seeing this hand cannon quite a lot in the upcoming like weeks. I think that people are going to start warming up to this hand cannon, and we're just going to start seeing it more and more. Since it's a 180 hand cannon, I want to say that it's going to get more use in PvE, but it also feels so good in the Crucible that I wouldn't be surprised if we actually do see it there, even though 180 hand cannons tend to not be the most popular ones in the Crucible. There's a couple of them that show up every now and then, but I think this is probably going to take over as everyone's favorite 180 hand cannon for those 180 lovers. But yeah, it's just a really good hand cannon. If you guys haven't given this a try, please go out there and give it a try. It's a fantastic hand cannon. You do not want to miss this. This is super great. But anyways, with that, we're going to end today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like in the video. If you didn't, well, just kind of move on, I guess. But yeah, thank you all for watching today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.